American Transmission Company is proposing a 347 kilovolt transmission line through Vermont Township. The construction of the 175-foot towers will cut a 100-yard swath through beautiful driftless landscape. This line will impact the residents of Vermont Township, our quality of life, and the pocketbook of every ratepayer in the Midwest. The most severe impact will be on local dairy farmers, who would be forced to abandon their farms.
I'm Sarah Amble. I farm on 9625 Union Valley Road in Black Earth. The ATC lines are supposed to go right down here on our property, right in front of our farm, our dairy farm. I feel like such a peon, so to speak, that we're just a 100-cow dairy, and so when you think of the big scheme of things, this ATC or whoever it may be, they're looking at it going, well, it's just 100 cows, but it's like, but this is, a 100-year farm as well, and it's not easily done. There's not that many around anymore. The cows will feel like they're getting a bear hug all day long. They won't be able to really take a true breath, and you just have multiple problems. They're just not going to have a strong immune system. They're not going to get pregnant. They're going to obviously get sick quite a bit more often. They could abort their calves. It's just a chain effect. And obviously I'll try and survive and I'll try and keep going, but I don't know how it'll go, and I don't even know how safe I would feel even living and having my family live this close to it either. So I don't know. I mean, it would be devastating. I mean, more than likely we would either sell the farm and move, but then at the same point your farm isn't worth anything anymore if the line's going through it as well.
But the impact of the construction and operation of this line is not limited to the agriculture community. Every homeowner near this line will lose 20% or more of the value of their property. If you are unlucky enough to be directly under the line, it's questionable if you will be able to sell at all.
So we decided to put the house up for sale about a year ago, and had some quick interest, and then found out that there was a high voltage power line potential route right through our property, and kind of put a big black cloud over the sale. We've had really no interest since then because we had to disclose it.
We found it out by our realtors actually coming in telling us this is a problem, this is a pending project running through your property, and this is a legally disclosable event that we need to put on your listing, and there's no easy way to tell you this, but this will affect your ability to sell your house and at what price, and indeed it has.
Beyond the human concerns, these towers put our fragile landscape at risk, along with the wildlife that call Vermont Township home.
It's not just going to be a swath cut, the line put in, and then let it grow back to nature. It's going to be maintained so that, there can be maintenance done on the line and that kind of thing. So I think there would be some real risk with erosion long-term, not just for during the construction, but potentially long-term. And I guess I wonder if they would be under the same restrictions and regulations that our farmers here are, and they're here every day, every year.
But the real question is, why build this line at all? Studies show that our demand for electricity is flat or declining. Over $500 million spent on putting steel in the ground will take decades to pay off through increased rates on our utility bills. New strategies are being developed that might render this large-scale transmission model obsolete in a few years. So why would a company push this project through? Money. ATC is guaranteed a 10% return on their investment by law. The bottom line is this: we shoulder the damage from this project, pay for it, and ATC makes all the profit.
This power line shouldn't go through the town of Vermont, and that the town is really not suitable for this kind of construction.
I think there's better ways to put the type of delivery that you need for power than through a bunch of hills and through some towns that are pretty much nature preserves.
It just doesn't seem like a smart move for a lot of reasons. I'm not convinced that it's needed energy-wise. I haven't seen anything that shows me that we can't manage without the additional power lines.
Potentially take a 30 to 35% hit on the property value just because of the power lines and their perceived health impact.
Within 4 to 5 years, you're just out of business because you see that the decline of your animal's health just is ultimately what ends up being the demise of your place, so to speak.